Uh-oh, looks like an ammo no-no. Introducing the amazing new Ammo Mule Combo Cooler with special pneumatic reloading system on one side and Ready Set Bacon portable bacon cooker on the other. Extra ammo with an extra helping of bacon to go anytime, anywhere. Ooh, let's try that again. Ammo Mule Combo Cooler. Keep your ammo cool as you're making hot. Official cooler of Monday Night Combat.
This is a public service announcement. We apologize for the poor audio quality in today's feature. That is all. Hello, hi, and welcome to today's episode of Let's Rant.
Hello, my name is Peanut. Today I will be your allergic allergy of choice.
And me, of course, I am Happy Doggy Face. That one goes out to my brother right there. And oh dear, already I have technical difficulties. 1 second.
Well, my technical difficulties far outweigh your technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's not a competition. My Xbox.
I'm so competitive when it's a co-op game. It's unbelievable.
The game is mocking me already, and it's relentlessly mocking me because my joypad has just died.
Oh, he's an assassin. Die, assassin scum.
Why is this all working?
Ah,
Oh, okay, I'm going to have to quickly move to the keyboard. Here's one I made earlier. Alright, let's hope the best. After all this time practicing, I say practicing all of 5 seconds practicing the joypad, I'm now resorting to the mouse and keyboard. And I don't know what the keys are. What's happened to this weapon? Come back here. Right, so here we go, we've already got it stuck in. What game are we ranting over today, my friend?
We are ranting over Monday Night Combat. Not to be confused, as I did, with Super Monday Night Combat. The difference, to me, is a mystery.
Well, I have not played Super Monday Night Combat, so the mystery is very limited for me because I couldn't give a shit, to be honest with you. So,
to be fair, you're not a fan.
No,
I think that would be a fair description of your complete lack of empathy for this game.
That would be a very fair description. I hope you can hear me okay, my colleague, because I must admit I can barely hear you.
You're very loud.
I'm very loud, good, because I'm right up against the microphone. You need to speak louder.
I need to speak louder?
Louder, thank you.
Brian Blessed?
Like Brian, that's exactly what I heard. Like Brian Blessed. So, yes, the reason why we are ranting over this game, which is, I say incredibly old, it was brought out in August 2010 on Xbox 360. How's that for research? My learned friend. I have researched it so I can give it an educated chewing. I said that I've actually got the Wikipedia page open on my right screen just so I can sound learned. So yeah, brought out on the Xbox 360. Ooh, there's me too busy looking at the screen and not looking where I'm going. Oh, fool me. And then it came out again on Microsoft Windows, which I'm playing on January 24th, 2011.
I didn't know it was an Xbox game previously.
Yes, it was. I think it was the Xbox trying to show off its, the oh, nice shot, my friend. The Xbox Arcade. Oh no, it wasn't you who killed me though. It was a robot. So you suck.
Oh damn! I was feeling smug.
You were feeling smug. I built you up only so I could knock you down. I'm actually on fire. I shouldn't be here.
Honestly, I've got my microphone gain right up. I don't know what's going on, but it's there. Can you hear me? Do you fear my wrath?
I do. I am in great fear. Oh, crikey, what was that? I am in about as much fear as you can get.
Ooh, that's a lot of fear.
There was fear. There's fear with a PH. I've already started. I've already lost the plot. So there's me talking about it. So yes, this is a game which originally came out on the Xbox Arcade. Its developers is Uber Entertainment, and I couldn't think of a worse way of describing this because I have not found this to be Uber by any stretch of imagination or entertaining in any stretch of imagination.
Your hatred knows no bounds.
My hatred doesn't have a... No, let the rant begin. This is the reason why I chose this game, because...
I need to find an impersonator. Quick!
The...
Well, because I'm not walking up and down some street wearing a sandwich for
Go
him.
on.
I don't care what the judge says.
You
See,
froze up. Your rage just overtook
my rage just went through the roof because once again I'm being rudely interrupted by some cocky, over loud, overly American, no offense to our American viewers, twat.
Lots of offense to our American viewers.
Well,
You know who you are.
Yes, there's one in particular, and I not only know who you are, but I know where you live. And what you're doing right now, you should be ashamed of, and Jesus is watching you. Yes, so my rage knows no bounds for this game, because this is a game which took me for a ride, and not the good kind, not the one with a nice Chinese takeaway at the end of it, but the bad kind. The kind where you find yourself upside down hanging from a tree trunk in the middle of a dark, lonely wood, your pubes painted purple and a bitter aftertaste in your mouth.
It's been a while since that's happened.
That was a very descriptive way of it, but that is exactly how this game made me feel. When I first saw this game on the sort of the trailer for it on Steam, where I got the game for, it lured me in. It was saying, look at this wonderful game. It's
I was totally lured in by the.
yeah.
It looked awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I've just been recently playing things like Team Fortress and Team Fortress 2. I think Team Fortress 2 had just come out and had the same sort of style of graphics, and I'm sure they were trying to cash in on that.
I'm gonna have to turn that right down. I completely missed what you were saying. Here we go. I think I'm gonna actually have to pretty much turn the volume off. Right, here we go. Sorry about that, everybody watching the option menu come up. Sorry, my friend, you were saying.
Saying something. Yes. No. I
Yes,
can't
you were saying something
remember.
deep and profound.
It was deeply profound. It was so profound, I have completely lost my train of thought. No, it was. I was sucked in by the style of it all. I'd recently been playing things like, oh god, lost it.
Team
What do you
Fortress
call that
2.
game? Yes, Team Fortress 2.
good one.
I
Yes.
think that had just come out, and then I saw this, and at the time I saw this, I think this had literally just come out, and it was free on
Really?
on this, whatever this is, PC, on Steam, and so I thought, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of that. That looks like it could be a fun game to play. And when I first started playing it, there was must have been a fair number of curious people, I think, making up the player base at the time, and so the battles were much like they are now, only far more hectic.
And even more entertaining, which is quite a hard thing to say, because I find this game particularly entertaining, and it was really, really bad then. Yes, it lured me in because it had this wonderful video which showed a ninja beating someone to death with a keyboard and then using 2 mice as a set of nunchucks, and this drew me in hook, line, and sinker. I was like, at
Hook, line, and
last,
stinker.
hook, line, and sinker. Exactly. I was fascinated and enthralled, and I was quite passionately looking forward to a game where not only could I be a badass ninja geek, but I could play Team Fortress, which was a game I ultimately enjoyed, but it had a great emphasis on bot combat, which I quite liked, sort of bot like a turret defense kind of thing. It had customization, the ability to level yourself up and buy new skills. I thought this game would have a lot of longevity and life to it, and it would give me something I was, I was really looking forward to. Something, a few things which I thought was missing from Team Fortress, or could be better. And so I bought it, and very annoyingly, I bought it pretty much at full price very soon when it came out, at £10, which for me is a lot of money for a game. I'm one of those people who wait patiently. Yes, I'm tight. As I was saying, Redorf, I'm tighter than a pair of Italian waiters' kecks, which describes me very well, as you well know. But I was what was I? Yes, mid rant. I was I look forward to the Steam sales. So, they do a crazy sale summer and Christmas time, and you can really get stockpile some amazing games. and that will last me through those cold winter months until the next sale's on. So I bought this full price at £10, and because I really had a lot of faith in what this game had to offer, and it failed on all counts. It was a horrible sense of false advertising. The game was atrocious. It was buggy. It was disappointing. The graphics were nowhere near as good as they suggest. I mean, I have a graphics card. I have the graphics set to full, and as you can see, I mean, this admittedly is a 2010 game. It is old, but the graphics haven't aged well at all, and even on top settings, it still looks pants for a game which really doesn't have to do much, really.
No, it doesn't really.
The hit ratio I found was lacking. It was even worse than when you knife on the older Call of Duties. The gameplay was just not anywhere near as fun as it promised or let out to play. But above all things, it just wasn't what it promised it would be. I ended up playing it for about 3 hours. I sort of through gritted teeth. So I'm one of those people, as you well know, is very tight. So I like to get £1. If I get a game, I have to play it for at least an hour for every £1 that I spent on it. So I was looking to spend at least
your 10 hours must have been torture.
I never got there. This is one of the few games which sits at the top of my shit pile. I played this game for 3 hours in total before I couldn't bear it anymore. But what I couldn't bear most of all was the fact that this game wouldn't let me play more than 3 hours because it completely bugged out. Every server crashed. You couldn't get into any game with anyone else. If you got into another server, everybody was a statue or was a ghost, and you went through them. And this went on for a number of days before I eventually gave up and uninstalled the game. Funnily enough, a problem that we had whilst booting this game up now, there were only 3 servers to choose from, and one of them was locked. I've just realised I'm shooting my own people. And then we've got 2 servers to choose from, and the only people in both servers were us. And now I think one other person has joined us.
One other person has joined us and is pawning my shiny red ass.
And thank God, because I just keep dying over and over again. Actually, that got me thinking. We didn't choose our drink along a rant, and I was going to choose it every time I died, just so I could get nicely hammered within 5 minutes, and then sort of black out the rest of the game.
Pain.
But I think we might have to change it to whenever the match loses, ends. Yes, if the game was, if we were playing drink along a rant, and the process was to drink every time we wanted to drown out reality, I would be comatose on the table already. So that's my rant over. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. This isn't the best game in the world. I like it because I like the idea of PvP games, much like we're having now, and I can't remember for the life of me the game which made me love these, but you have to get bots across a map and capture territories to spawn new and better bots, and the other team gets stacking defense bonuses the more territory they lose, but you get more assault bonuses. And so you have a really lovely balanced game. It's all about territory capture and PvP madness like you get in Team Fortress. And I can't remember for the life of me what that game was called, but
I'm thinking of
loved
a
it.
game. I agree with you. I'm thinking of a game which had bots in it, and you got points for every bot that you killed, which means you can spend on other stuff, but you got more points if you killed an actual person.
Yeah, there was it looked. Do you know what it reminded? The graphics of it, I can picture it in my mind, were like the old Wipeout games. Wipeout. Yeah,
that was an excellent game.
Was it not an excellent? But that was the kind of graphics, and it was that almost epileptic, fit-inducing colours and brightness and flashing, strobing lights and stuff. Oh, you win! Well done. Look at all that Munsey.
Take a shot.
Delicious money.
Oh, that's gonna bug me till I can remember what that game was, because now I want to play it.
But there was another version of it. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was the same version, but it obviously borrowed heavily off it, and that was in a Star Wars game. And I think it might have been the precursor to whatever Battlefront was. It came out about the same time Phantom Menace came out, It was obviously cashing in on the franchise, but one of the battle modes was exactly that thing, and I enjoyed it so much. It was awesome.
Oh my god, someone's actually played this game enough to be level 35. That poor person.
Go a cinnamon.
Siminum. Is that like an Eminem and you Eminem?
It isn't an M&M.
Oh no, that Eminem's on your team. Fuck.
Hooray! I've got an M&M. I
Oh,
might
dear,
be
dear.
a different class this time. I had good fun with the tank. The tank is hard as sodding nails, especially when you use its special tank ability.
The I haven't actually played this game enough to actually know what the keys are. I can't. Now I've been forced to use the keyboard. Thank you, my Xbox joypad, which has been disciplined to me a little bit late actually. I think it might be a.
It could be because this game is so bad it won't let you use the X-Pad.
It probably is. It's just I cannot cope with this. I cannot bear witness. Which would be completely justifiable. So yeah, I mean I've already completed my rants. This game is atrocious. I actually feel bad that you actually did spend money on this game just to join me today. I feel guilty. That's why I suggested 3-1.
Well, what's interesting is I actually used to own this, so why I had to spend money again to get back into this, I
You
don't
got
know.
screwed over.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe I had a different Steam account way back then in the day, but I honestly don't remember that different Steam account.
I give this game a I'd give this game a 2 out of 10, and that's me being generous, only because it did have a few good ideas. It was just so poorly executed.
Yeah. I think I just annoyed the person who's on my team because they started team killing me.
No, that was me. I've got a sniper rifle.
Oh, I see.
You feel better now?
No.
Yeah. And I don't have to change weapon. Ooh. So yeah, it's got a few good ideas. If this game was executed well, I mean, I could have actually probably got my 10 hours worth out of it. I mean, just look at that! Look at the way the bots explode. I mean, this is just this black void. I mean, there's barely any shadowing at all.
If they had
I know this is an old
tongue-in-cheek
game.
cheekiness to it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if they
think
at least made this game funny, that wouldn't be so bad. But it's just, I mean, they try to be funny, but
it
it's
tries
that
to be funny, but it's not, is it?
game show host pain. And that's why it's got 2 rather than the sort of negative 20 I wanted to give it. It's because it's got
Potential.
it's got potential.
It's reminiscent of some past glory, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, bless his cotton socks. It does try.
It does try, doesn't it? It is trying. It's very trying.
But it is very trying, exactly, in every sense of the word. I mean, what about yourself? I mean, my gun to your head, what would you give it?
5.
5.
Yeah, I mean, it's not awful. It doesn't want to make me slip my wrists. If there was more people playing it, it's something I could play casually just for bot slaying mayhem. Because that always amuses me.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. If it was better, I could just play a little bit, just try and level up my character, unlock a few skills, might enjoy it more. But I mean, take for the moment, I'm the sniper, which is very much a PvP person to me, because they're rubbish against bots, because you only get a few shots and you have to reload, and as I can't find you, I'm not really making the most of this class. But it's pains me. Oh dear.
I've found the class I used to love the most from the game originally as well, so I'm quite happy. The machine gunner class, the heavy gunner, always good for a laugh.
Yes, I can see.
No, I'm dead. I'm so dead. My poor face.
Headshot.
You shot me in the face.
Your face had come.
My face did have it coming.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I just killed myself.
Yourself.
I just killed myself. I mean, quite literally, this is what you hear now is just the ghost of me talking because I can to play this game anymore. So So yeah, to be honest with you, I'm happy with this because I expect this to be a very short review, a very short rant, because the
It is.
game there's not much to say about this game apart from the fact that it's atrocious and you should never buy it.
I mean, it's got the typical classes you expect to find in a game like this, much like Team Fortress. I mean, this is a poor man's Team Fortress, except you have to pay more money.
Yes, because you actually have to pay some money for where Team Fortress is free. Yeah, it is. It is, and of course, Team Fortress has the community, the constant building on it. A little bit like
I mean, look at old Gary's mod. Wasn't he a genius?
he was a genius. What's the what am I thinking of? Payday, like Payday 2. You know, they just keep building on it. Oh, hello. Goodbye. It's 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 a shame. So yeah, what have you been playing then of late? What game has been
At
entertaining
the
you?
moment, I am playing Star Trek Online, and I've forgotten how good it is. I'm really enjoying that. I do enjoy a bit of Star Trek. Yeah, it's a good game, Star Trek Online. They've got the ground combat, you've got space combat. They base their stories like their episodes from Star Trek, which is very clever and very good. Unfortunately, the way they've implemented the ground combat is bloody awful. There's no such thing as a cover mechanic. And you know, it's also all about the space combat for me. I just love being in a big ship and blasting the crap out of stuff.
You try FTL. I think you might enjoy that.
You know, I've seen adverts for that. That does look fun.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that actually, because I myself have also been playing an MMO RPG, and that's kind of what got me. It's kind of what I really want to talk about the most today, rather than actually about this shitty game, which pains me. And that is, I have been playing Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn, which I am enjoying immensely. And something happened in it yesterday, which got me thinking.
Made you cry.
It made me cry. No, it didn't necessarily make me cry, but it made me think, which usually does make me cry, admittedly. Now, just to sort of build up premises, on pretty much every MMORPG, or any sort of RPGs in general, I tend to play as the same character, which is a female, usually a catwoman called Pyro Goeth. Now, before you start questioning my sexuality, it's
no question at all. I think only the most manly men play female characters in games. They are loudly proclaiming, "This is the sexuality I like to stare at the pixelated buttocks of."
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, it comes down to you spend 80% of your time staring at your own ass, so you might as well make it a nice one.
Yes.
Also, I think female characters look more interesting. I think
They've got better fantasy armor.
Yeah, they have better fantasy armor. They're more interesting to play. And it's also
so little armor can protect so well.
Well, this is going to lead on to my point. Also, you get, and it's nice for me. It's a little nod to my favorite online comic book series, which is Mega Tokyo, where the main character in that he plays a female character online on their game. Called Pyro Goeth, so that's where the name came from, where the character came from, and I first made that character back in Final Fantasy XI, which carried on to World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 1. I did play Guild Wars 1. Even Skyrim, in games like any RPG I can play, I make the same character. Now, in Final Fantasy XIV, you can change class as and when you want, once you've got the skill to do so, by changing your main weapon. Now, when you do so, if you are currently wearing armor which isn't suitable for the class that you've changed into, all your armor goes away, and you end up standing there in all together.
Hooray!
Hooray! Now, as you can imagine, when that happens, I end up getting a lot of friend requests, and people are very friendly towards me, which is fine. I don't necessarily turn it down per se. But
who is this per se?
Yeah, per se, he's just a poor man's Percy. So it got me. It got me thinking actually, because it's been a little while since I have played a MMORPG, and I know back when I was playing Final Fantasy XI. It was quite commonplace for female characters to be treated differently. But I thought we'd got over that. Is that just me?
Oh, what? Sexism in game?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's just based on the physical representation. I like to think that I did an awful lot to help get that over with, because every time someone said something to me, I'd go, "Guys, I'm a dude."
So you play female characters as well?
Oh yeah, I played female characters in the past. I've played any character. I usually, when I'm
Play with-
playing,
I like to play with myself, but now I pretty much play with anyone who'll let me.
yeah, pretty much. I will play with any type of character. To be fair, I usually try to have at least one of every possible race, class, and sex on an MMO, because then I can play any possible storyline, which is always good. But, it depends on the game. Some of them don't actually have storylines. Some of them just have lies.
They do.
But
Poor
no.
lies.
Yeah, when I first started playing World of Warcraft, I think it was probably when I noticed the most kind of sexual discrimination, for want of a better word. It's just comments like, "Oh, get them out, love," and stuff like that, and just basically anything sexually provocative. And
Nice kill.
it would just be, I mean, you're in game. What's it going to happen? Just pixels, isn't it? So it can't really affect anything. But it almost mounted to sort of bullying, really, I'd say. But
you?
I don't see it so much anymore in games.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the new update for Final Fantasy 14, you can now actually get married,
Oh,
which I think is quite nice.
I look forward to lonely truckers around the world thinking they're actually marrying a real woman.
Well, it's like Better Than Life and things like that. I mean, not Better Than Life. What am I thinking of? Second Life, where people can generally get
Second
married.
Life. Now that I've never played that, but it's always sounded interesting.
Likewise. I'm exactly the same. I keep thinking to play it because I've always wanted to sort of make because being the creative type that I am, I've always wanted to make my own place and do cool stuff like that. I hit you. Come back. Stop dodging.
I don't know what my skills do, but I'm going to do them. Oh, I'm dead.
I don't know what my skill buttons are because my
should be Q, E, and left shift, and also right mouse button.
Oh, I found the right key.
Always a good key.
Always a good key.
What's the run key? I've not found that yet. Is it control?
That's the shift. Oh no. Oh, that's my skill, is to be able to run.
Run really quick.
Yeah. So I mean, it got me thinking. One, am I a bad person for
Being
not telling people and making the most of the flattery? How
not
many?
At all.
No, how many people actually play? How many males play as female characters, and vice versa? I mean, how many women do you play as male characters to stop being harassed?
I imagine it's down to. I mean, a lot of role players will play their role, won't they? And a lot of people do love to role play in games. So if they have envisaged a character that is a different gender to themselves, they will play it. They will play it like Happy Larry.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I don't know. Maybe it's just my naivety, but I honestly thought that was we were done with that now. It was we didn't have that kind of segregation anymore.
I think it's still there. As disgusting as that is.
Intrigued me greatly. Where are you?
I'll tell you one thing I heard the other day. Someone said, I was reading a forum somewhere, and some commentator said that real-time strategies are dead.
Are they? Oh,
apparently.
Well, that's the first I heard about it.
Yeah, but I was trying to think. I can't think of any contemporary ones that have come out recently that are alive and kicking.
Well, you just had Civilization Beyond Earth.
Ah, but that's turn-based. I mean, real time.
Oh, real time strategy like Shogun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that Shogun or is that still kind of turn based? I suppose that is sort of...
Well, that's turn-based. Civ's turn-based. I think almost all of them are. All the ones I can think of at the moment are turn-based.
Well, maybe they're right. I mean, what was the last real
You've got the Age
time
of
strategy?
Empires and stuff, haven't you? Which were like some of the classics. I'm trying to think what else there was.
Of course,
Red
would
Alert,
be
Command and Conquer.
I was going to say Command and Conquer. Save me, bots.
Do you know what's interesting is robot comes from a Russian or Slavic word meaning slave, and just watching
Yes.
these guys mindlessly charge into battle like zombies,
Oh,
like
so
slave
interesting.
zombies, is quite.
No, I am not a robot. So yeah, that's the game I've been playing, and I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to uninstalling this game and getting back to playing.
I am looking forward to giving Final Fantasy a go. I really want to give. I really want to have a game on that.
That and Skyrim. I've been enjoying Skyrim a lot recently. But yeah, that was my sort of main topic, was the sort of sexual segregation in computer games, and how prevalent is it, and why do you think it's still there after all this time?
It's just it depends on the maturity of the audience, because all teenage boys are like, "Oh, girls," and teenage girls are like, "Oh, stupid boys."
I know. I hate to admit it. My wife has got a better kill streak ratio than I do on Call of Duty.
That's because she's just inherently aggressive.
She isn't. And now she's going to hear this. No, you're not inherently aggressive. You're a kind and beautiful young lady, and I'm very fortunate to please her totally.
Is she a Trekkie?
No, not by any stretch of the imagination. Although I've been meaning to try the Star Trek game, because you guys have been talking about it, and
I do enjoy a Star Trek game.
Well, I must have. I am very much a go juice. What am I? I am a fool. I am very much a fan of these. I'm more of a Star Wars than a Star Trek person. I have to admit. I like my Jedi goodness. Actually, I've got one of the more recent games I've got is Jedi Academy, which is an old game, but I've got recent. I had that for a long time.
I do love that.
I'm looking for. I actually want to. You can actually play the multiplayer, but I'm hoping we could do a review of that one together, even though it's a single player game. Try and get us together and still rant over, just because it's so entertaining.
Ooh, that was a skill. I saw that.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for teaching me how to use them and killing me.
Killing you in the face. Killing you in the face hole.
Ooh, you just got all juicy.
I did get juicy. See my juice. Look at me dribble my juice everywhere.
And that's going at the beginning of the video.
Dribbly juice. I don't have a lot to say about my dribbly juice, except that it's very, very viscous.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me of something we've been talking about at work. And I say we, I keep myself very much segregated from this. I think it was Channel 4 did a TV documentary. I don't know if you heard about this, called 50 Shades of Granny.
50 Shades of Granny. No, I did not hear about this, but the hilarity value of that already is amazing.
It's not good. I have managed.
Oh, now is this the one where old women are online looking at porn and they seem to be catering to a market of young men who enjoy older ladies' company?
Pretty much, except for it's actually more than just
disgusting than that.
Meeting up with these young men and doing things to them which I've never had any person of any age or sex do to me, apart from that one time.
That you try to blank out.
Yeah. My therapist says that I shouldn't dwell on it too much. But it's what happened in this episode, I'm not going to go into too much detail about, because this is a family show. But it did involve a woman, I think in her late 80s, saying that she didn't need lubricant because she can still make her own stuff, and that's why your reference was quite funny and entertaining and relevant.
Unpleasant.
And above all, unpleasant. Oh God, he hit
But
me
we,
with
you
six.
know, we shouldn't belittle the fact that these people are still active.
Well, yeah,
Trying to
I
find
mean,
a nice way of saying it.
well, that's exactly my point, and the point I was trying to make it work. I mean, of course, I stand on the higher, more on the more high ground, and also, funnily enough, I stand on the high ground here in this game. But on the high ground, I'm not watching the program and saying, why? Who are we to mock them? They both seem to be having fun. They're adults, and to be honest with you, if I'm still getting my end away when I'm in my 80s, then well, all the better.
Exactly.
I mean, what's your view on this? Do you think that once you hit a certain age, that's it? No more.
Yeah,
no
you're
more
not
fun for
allowed
you?
anymore.
I mean, once you hit, once you had children, that's it. No more sex for you. God, I hope not. But certainly once you hit a particular age, I know we all don't like to think about parents doing it, but at the same time, you must have done at least once. You know?
And hopefully that's all.
And that's all you get to do because you know.
I win! I win one!
Yay! That means that means I get to drink my sorrows away at last.
I thought of doing it every time I shot you in the face, which I did a lot in that game.
That is true. I'll be honest with you. I've been sleeping sleeping. That's also true. But I've been drinking consistently throughout this. Nonetheless, I've been sticking to my personal drink along around, which is to just try and drown away the sorrow. I can't wait for next time, because then we can hopefully pick a better game. This is just because I've been so fed up of giving games like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, because
or
we
7.5,
absolutely love
because I've been
them.
playing games I've been really enjoying. It's nice to go, fuck it, 2 out of 10. This game is shit. Don't play it. Just hate. Bring the hate. And it makes you feel good. This is another thing you just missed out. I don't know if you got it on your screen or not, but I just had two nice young ladies jumping up and down, giving each other a high five, and that was another thing that solved this game.
Nice young lady trying to pry the tank off a turret, which was interesting.
Yes. But nevertheless, the nice young lady was the sprinkling on the cake which made me buy this hunk of shit.
This could
although I have
be
to admit,
so much better, this game, I think.
I know it's wrong, but the engineer, when he's riding that sort of pink robot,
purple robot, yeah.
Yeah, the look on his face just always reminds me of you. Sorry, dude. But
that's how I always look when I'm riding my mechanical silverback.
That kind of manic grin, I could totally picture you.
You know very well that I don't always pull that manic grin when I'm riding a big robotic monkey.
No, sometimes you do the special grin.
I do my special face.
My special, like my happy dog face.
Your happy dog face.
Which is that's only there because of the it's an in joke my brother will get us about that. He'll get it, no one else will. Oh, and my cousin, because he was there at the time. So yeah, I mean that was kind of really what I want to discuss about. More not the granny sex, obviously, because that's something for
granny sex happens. We must accept this and move on.
Well, yeah, that's more my own personal time, which will happen after this game, and when
I love the fact that you're going to go and have granny sex after this game.
I'm not going to go and have granny sex. I'm just going to watch granny porn.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Meanwhile, backpedal.
Back to the family-friendly.
Yes. Meanwhile, back to the point. What was I going to say? Yes. I mean, I want to talk about the sexual segregation in RPGs and how they're treated differently, and I think also. Not only games which are like that, but also there's a lot of games actually out there when you really think about it, which don't even give you a female character. Payday didn't have a female character.
It's got female characters now. It's got 2 now.
You can actually play them.
Oh yeah, you can play them. You just have to select them in the inventory as the preferred character, and you can only play them if the person who set up the game hasn't already chosen them, in which case you get given a random other character. But they are adding a lot more characters to that game now, which I think is awesome.
All for me, and once again proving our point from my last round that's a game that just keeps giving, hey look, here's your silverback, yay, and it's crushing me to the ground. Nicely done, bouncer. Nicely done. Yeah, but also Assassin's Creed had an excellent female character in it, who might I also say was actually in my opinion pretty damn hot. and she was absolutely kick-ass. She was the what's the word I'm looking for? The Templar in it. And yet, you couldn't play her, and you can't play her in the multiplayer, which is a shame because she's an awesome character. Dying Light, however much of a amazing wankfest the game is, it's doesn't, you know, it has one character, it's a male character, which is fine. If you're going to have a linear story and only have one character, because I can't mock you too much for not having a female character. But I can certainly think of a lot of multiplayer games which do not give you the choice of having a female character, and I do not know why that is.
I think there maybe the generation before us that produces games was of the era that it was considered only blokes play games, and now the bias I think is slipping. I mean, it used to be that it was male dominated, but I think the bias is seriously slipping now. It's probably much more like.
I'd still say there's a bias, but I'd say you're right.
I'd say it's at least 49-51 at the moment. Depending on the type of game, I think there's others.
Yeah,
I mean, some games are definitely female dominated.
Yeah, I'm definitely. They're like dance games and stuff like that. Which is
I'm going to say The Sims, to be perfectly honest. Whenever
I'd give you The Sims definitely because
I give you The Sims, but I raise you a Monopoly.
Yeah, I give you The Sims because you can keep it. No, it's a game. Actually, it's no. Actually, think about it. There's thinking of the Nintendo Wii, which is a console. Didn't they actually bring out a game like their Sims version of where you had you had your Mii's rather than the Sims, and you couldn't have a gay relationship in it.
Yes, that was unfortunate, wasn't it? I mean.
Yeah, that's
they need to be all inclusive, otherwise.
That's even worse. Not only are they saying, "Oh, you can't have women," because you could have women in the game, but you couldn't be gay. And the thing is that they had to remove that from the game because otherwise, all games, all programming languages do not understand the difference between male and female. So you actually have to go in and remove it at the programming level to not be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think they claimed at the time that it was something that wasn't possible for them to program. Oh, that was painful. Eat hot lead.
I just wanted to kick in the face just once. I knew you'd turn around and own me. Yes, but it was just, I just wanted to stick up behind you and kick in the face. No offense to. That's pretty much how I feel every day.
It hurt me deep inside.
You hurt me in my special place.
So you've gone back to your favourite class, and I've gone back to mine.
Well, actually, my favourite class is the ninja. Having a long-range
shootout.
But this is not my favourite class. It's just the class I seem to be having the most luck with. More than anything.
The little symbol for the sniper rifle comes up there. Looks exactly like the one you get for the first one for the sniper characters in XCOM.
Is it? I love that.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this reminds me very much of. It's almost like someone's copied and pasted the sniper from Team Fortress.
Yes, well, I think it's very much is a big copy of Team Fortress, isn't it? In some respects.
Not judging.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, does this look like the same engine?
This uses the Unreal Engine.
Ah.
I don't know what Team Fortress uses, because I didn't do the research on that. But I do know this uses the Unreal Engine. Unreal 3 link. Yes, Unreal 3 engine, he says, looking at his other screen with all of his information.
Sorry, bud?
Yes, I've just confirmed myself it is the Unreal 3 engine because it's on the screen next to me. So thank you, Google, and for all that you know.
Google knows all. All hail Google.
It's kind of worrying. What did we do before Google? That actually quite.
Well, we had to use Yahoo, I believe. It was a poorer time.
It actually brings me quite nicely to my next topic, or another topic I had, which is Google in a roundabout kind of way. I was something dawned on me quite recently. Well, I think it's always been prevalent in the back of my mind, and that is myself and my wife. We like to have a lot of debates because we're both very opinionated people. And it came to my attention that we weren't really talking like we used to. And the truth of the matter is, we weren't debating. Because it was very much a case of we would, and actually most prevalent when we were discussing choking. Fair enough.
Choking?
Yes.
A sexual thing?
No, 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 not that. Not the fact that we are the first species ever to actually copulate ourselves to death. It was actually to do with the fact that I've recently done a first aid course, and in said course, they told me that if you can still make any kind of noise whatsoever, whether it be crying, coughing, screaming, just generally hurling abuse, you are not actually choking or in actually any real danger because you still have
The ability
air
to
weight.
breathe past
You
the
still got the
object.
ability,
Yeah.
yeah, to breathe past the object. So therefore, it ain't great and it ain't comfortable, but it's not going to actually kill you. You will cough
Unless
eventually.
you panic yourself to death.
Quite literally. But other than that, you will eventually cough it out. But my dad wife didn't agree with me. So rather than having it like a 3 hour long debate, which we used to do, and we'd go down to the library and ask random people, ring up the NHS, one of us would try to choke on something to the point. We actually just Googled it, and within about 2 minutes, the
proved
St
right?
John's Ambulance website proved me right. Thank you very much. The one and only time I've been right. But
To your diplomatic knowledge.
yeah, through my recent training. But in a way, I thought, has Google killed the pub debate? Especially now where it wasn't, I think, so bad before because you'd go to the pub, have your debate, and then you'd go home and prove yourself wrong. But now that we have it on our phone all the time, it says click, and here's why you're wrong.
Yeah. But then, I mean, a lot of people rely on Wiki, which is instantly like saying, I'm so desperate to be proved right, I will believe what this website tells me.
Yeah, although that being said, that Wikipedia is very good. That is how I know that this game was released August 11th, 2010, and the only reason why I know that. So I think Wikipedia is a very good thing. Well, I would mock it, but at the same time, has it taken the fun out of the debate? Your debate on this, bless you.
I am. Yes.
Yes. Well, that was a very short debate.
Thank you. I like to be definite in my answers.
No, I did.
No,
This is the
no, I
reason why you're
agree.
my
I
copus
think-
taker because I like a definite answer.
I think, yes, it has removed something from debates, hasn't it? But it offers the opportunity for more debates because even artificially, people having debates are now, to an extent, slightly more aware of the things they're debating.
I think that's a good point and well argued.
Thank you. I have an argument.
You have something shot on the other side of the screen. Are you just randomly shooting upwards with a rocket launcher?
No, I spawned an artillery bot and he's hurting people for me.
Fuck me.
Thank
Quite
you.
literally with a 20mm shell right up the backside. That pretty much got me square on the head.
I do love the little artillery bots. They're quite fun.
Ooh, damn.
You like my chicken face? Oh,
Your
yeah.
chicken face. My happy dog face met your happy chicken face, and your face was happier.
It out-happied you.
It out happied me. Oh my god, I look to the screen and the screen says you have been waffling on for ages. We're actually now at 47 minutes and 10 seconds, so go us. For ranting that
We
long
did. I mean-
on a game which we reviewed in about 4 minutes. Turns out this game is shit. And then
Well,
just went
normally
on
what happens
random
is we
tangents.
spend 40 minutes going, this game is awesome, buy this game, love this game.
Love this game,
then-
love me.
Yeah, love me. Join our fan clubs. We have fan clubs. You will have to set up the webpage for us because you love us so much.
And I'm bad at web development. Fuck you
Yeah.
again. I just got that was painful. I was about to say something which would have been really inappropriate there. Which was another
You
topic,
got
but I'm gonna have to bring that.
harder than a woman on a deli bus.
Nicely said. That was
Is that getting bleeped out? That needs to be bleeped.
No, that's okay, please. That is staying in.
It's more
And everybody
dangerous
can
than
know.
riding a bus in India as a woman.
Everybody's
Do you know what
gonna
I found out the other day? There's a free the nipple movement, and for which is something I've always. I mean, okay, yes, there is a slightly perverted sexual element to the reason why I like it, but I believe there shouldn't be any sort of gender bias between how much of a person someone can expose. If blokes can get their shirt off in public, why can't women? Why is there a fear of the breast? I don't get it.
That's actually a really good debate because the honest truth is it's just a normal thing. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if women could get their boobies out too, To their own discretion. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be some kind of law I'm going to impose when I finally become Supreme Lord and Dictator. Although that is something that I'm hoping to bring out in 2018. But it makes things like breastfeeding so much easier if we remove I mean, it's a social thing, isn't it? We've got to remove our own.
It's a social stigma. It's not an actual physical. There's no physical reason why they shouldn't. I mean, it's in some cultures it's completely acceptable, and they're not considered sexual, and it's because of the taboo that they're considered sexual that it leads to desire. If there wasn't a taboo, there wouldn't be a desire. There wouldn't be a violence towards it.
I get that entirely because in a way I think also desire can going back
anger
to 50.
at what you can't have, and then violence in taking that thing, isn't it? That's the issues.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that point. A point very close to my heart because my babies are near my heart. No, but it's but actually that's got me thinking. Not admittedly about boobies, although I was admittedly thinking about that already. But where has the stigma come from? At what point did we turn around and go, we've come out of the caves now, we've dressed ourselves, boobies are good but bad?
I honestly don't know. I mean,
that's your homework. That's your homework.
Yes, my homework. I mean, I'm going to launch into it. I mean, there are pictures of, I can't remember what particular century France, but it's certainly, when you think about it, you think Musketeers, so it's of that era.
Mm-hmm.
France, where it's... Oh, I've done something that I don't know what I've done. Where it's acceptable. Like the Queen at the time, one of the Louis queens, often had her boobs out. And,
sure
it was just
boobs.
considered part of the dress. Some dress called for it. It was considered a common thing, but at the time, there was a fashion towards appearing common.
I am intrigued. I'm enthralled.
I wish I knew more.
Likewise, I'm going to do some research on boobies after this, just to make sure that I am up to snuff when we do our next Let's Rant. We'll have to discuss after this what we're going to rant over.
Yeah.
I don't have any ideas at the moment. I'm thinking maybe How to Spy, but we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it offline. I'd like to create the illusion that we spend all of our time together gaming and recording everything that we say, and just these small segments actually come to life for the everyday man. But the truth of the matter is, it's not like that.
We don't.
No, we don't. We should, but we don't. So yeah, and actually on that point, we are going to have to start winding down because, as I say, we've been recording for over an hour now, and I think
you've got to go and do some washing up.
I'm going to go do some washing up, but I think also people have their own lives to get on too. I mean, even my brother would say watching our Let's Rant videos, they're entertaining, but there's only so much you can squeeze into one lunch break. Is there anything you would like to say, anything you would like to add as you wind down this episode of Let's Rant?
As about this game?
Or just in general, about life itself. Bring the philosophy. Because
I come across as a massive pervert, but honestly, I am interested in equal rights. I just don't know how to express it in a way that doesn't make me sound like I'm getting a cheap thrill.
Nicely put.
Thank you. I blame myself being a product of my era.
Yes.
If I was from a generation younger, I'd be perfectly comfortable with all sorts of things. I think, as I was growing up, being gay was still a huge stigma. I think the year I was born, 86 maybe a bit before that, was the year that being homosexual was legalised in Britain. So, and when you consider how that wasn't that long ago, how far society has come since in acceptance and diversity, then I think I have a legitimate reason to be ever so occasionally slightly rude, to be perfectly honest, unpolitically correct.
No, I think it's nice that we live in an era where we can have freedom of speech and we can be. Yeah. We don't have to be ashamed of our own base human instincts and attitudes.
And in accepting them, we understand them, we control them, we become better people.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the whole argument of violent video games, which is a topic I'd like to bring up next time in more depth, but just to highlight it, just because you play violent video games doesn't necessarily make you a violent person. I think
Right.
it's something. I think it's in Japan. They have by far the greatest number of games which are sexually explicit and sort of highlight rape and like that.
Oh,
But they actually have.
yeah,
I
frequently.
mean, we all know about weird manga tentacle porn, not testicle porn, although that as well.
Testicle.
Tentacle porn. That's one hell of a weird testicle. But at the same time, they have one of the lowest rates of rape in what so they highlight a lot of drinking. They even have alcohol and beer in vending machines, which would not last 5 seconds down my street, and they're being ripped apart by the velociraptors, which are the everyday youths which did live down my street. But
Yes.
but
They
in
wouldn't
Japan
last
they
in any British city centre, would they? Those things,
no,
not at night.
I think don't they would last sort of many sort of like country roads. I mean, but in Japan they lie there unscathed and trusted by the populace that the underage will not use them, and they don't really or certainly not to extent which British public would know.
It'd be nice to talk about that because it'd bring on to a subject that I found interesting recently. Not really research, but it's to do with the Japanese justice system and how they heavily rely on compliance of their suspects to confess rather than evidence gathering, which is interesting. They don't.
To be honest.
They exploit their cultural tendencies to be unassuming and agreeable to garner confessions, or it certainly appears to. Whether this is true or not, I don't know, but I've read a couple of reports where these things have happened, where a foreign person has been brought in and the Japanese police have been stumped when they've just sat there and gone, "No, I didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Right,
I didn't do it."
It reminds me of Terry Pratchett, like most things do, and Detritus. Was you that done it, wasn't it? No, it was you that done it, wasn't it? Just over and over again to like, yes, it was me who did it. I told you to confess. It was like, still didn't do it. Just pretending to go on about it. No, definitely, I think we should pop a pin in that one because I think next week or say 2 weeks time, that I would love to do some research and we'll pick another game which we can review very quickly and then go into more tangents because I quite like the rants.
You got Civilization because that's always fun.
Civilization 5, that is going to be a really boring game to watch. So yeah, let's either do that, we'll do that, or we'll find something else. But we'll pick something which is a good game. It's a good game.
It will be a boring game to watch, but I would love playing it.
Yeah, I know you love playing it. I haven't played it in ages, but I should play it. It's a good game. It's going to be a boring as hell game to watch.
Oh,
but
maybe we should find a game we both hate so we can have a go at it again.
No, I think we can take in turns. We can spice it up, but I think it'd be good because it's a game that doesn't actually require much concentration. And admittedly, hardly anything will happen in an hour's time frame, but at least we can give the game a hearty review and actually just go into tangents and topics without the burden of actually having to think about what you're doing.
Yeah, I do enjoy this talking without thinking. It is good fun.
Right, that's kind of the whole point of doing these events. It's nice to have that kind of pub conversation as we don't get to meet up in the pub as often as we would like to or we used to. It's nice to do it, and I think I love listening and watching things like Yahtzee Crowshaw's Let's Drowns Out, Bad Voltage podcasts, Lug Radio, because they are just usually a group of people just talking about stuff, and even though there's usually a background topic, like with us it's video games, but it's just the stuff I find interesting.
Yeah, this is the thing that brings us together. This is everything else we talk about. Exactly. I'm going to take this opportunity to promote my drink along for tonight. I did not pick a drink along to drink along with, but I have been drinking Maternus, which is possibly the best name for a beer ever. The Maternus beer. It's a German beer, and it is beautiful.
Nicely done. I must admit I was just drinking cheap French lager because I was playing a cheap nasty game. But next time we'll be playing.
Compliment the game with a drink.
I do, but next time we'll be playing a classy game, so I'll probably be picking a classy drink. Maybe the. I think the
idea that there could be wine waiters recommending particular drinks for certain games.
I think you know how you get.
Today, you'll be wanting a cheeky Shiraz.
Exactly. I quite like that idea. It's I see today you are playing the rather slow-paced game of Civilization.
You will want some Horlicks to put you to sleep.
Exactly. Or you are playing the full-bodied game, which is a Dying Light. May I recommend the Chateau Neuf de Poix, which are full-bodied red wine, which will give you the strength and the stamina to beat all those nasty zombie people. But
Also,
yes,
you can drink it through a straw because you will not be able to take your hands off the controls.
and you can't drink Shattered Father Straw. I have a shame on you.
You can.
But I do
it's
like
just
the
not.
It's
well
not advisable.
received.
No, but yeah, I tried to do the no classy wine bar and that. But no, it will be probably the Singleton or maybe the 12-year-old or 15-year-old Darwin, maybe something. I'll pick a nice classy drink, classy per se, to go over a nice game. But my my final thoughts are: this game is shit. Don't buy it. It's crap. I hate it. I can't believe what you've done to me. You made me waste money. I want my £10 back. I want interest in that. You worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, I can't recommend buying this game. I
Even
feel
at
it's dying.
£3.
Whether or not it
well,
is.
we played by ourselves, which is so true in so many ways. Throughout that entire hour-long rant, one person joined us at one point near the beginning, and that is it. This game died pretty much a few hours after it was released, and it was right to do so. I'm painful enough. Just the thought, I'm fortunate to have the fact that I was there at the beginning when it was still coughing up blood, and I can't believe I paid £10 for front row seats for that monstrosity.
Whether Super Monday Night Combat is worth it or not, I have absolutely no clue. I cannot see a difference in quality to graphics or gameplay, but it might be that there's still a community there, and it might be that there is more fun to be had with it.
I want to find an old 1 GB hard drive, install both games into that one hard drive, and then throw it outside and shoot it with a 12 gauge. But that's just me. So yeah. Meanwhile, on that, I will say good night, God bless, and stay away from bad games.
Be lucky!